Welcome to Specialized Space, where we dive deep into the wonders of the universe and explore everything space-related, from mind-blowing discoveries to the latest in space technology. Will astronomy records be divided into before the web and after the internet? Yes, I think with it is going to be so. Something is happening, but we can't tell yet if it's a glitch in our measurement, a glitch in our analysis, or simply something nature's doing to us, and also a whole new type of dark to be explained, a whole new type of darkish energy, or perhaps something else which would be actually thrilling just to discover. So if there's a Nobel Prize around here, that could be one of them for sure. See this picture. What you see in this image is a highly distant cosmic structure glowing brightly early in the universe. But the discovery of this active object resolved an age-old mystery of astronomy because our current-day knowledge of the universe dictates that our universe emerged around 14 billion years ago, and once the Big Bang occurred, the universe underwent a phase of total darkness known as the Dark Ages. This became the era when the universe filled with clouds of fuel all over. Even if we constructed the most powerful telescope ever, we could not look beyond the Dark Ages. But scientists have been noticing for decades that some strange mild was happening behind the dark clouds. A stunning discovery has sparked controversy among astronomers. Recently, for the first time, the NET telescope resolved historic galaxies. Interestingly, they appear different from the galaxies that we know, and one cannot help but wonder how they formed in our universe. Such discoveries on the NET telescope have raised some giant questions. Are we mistaken about the age of our universe? Or are we mistaken about the formation of these galaxies? Don't forget to press that subscribe button and be part of the Specialized Space Network. Stay informed on everything area, and let's explore the universe together. So what are these magical lights and where are they coming from? Well, new research from the Internet Telescope has then uncovered this thriller and determined that what we once believed about the early universe might also need to be revised. This new Webb telescope photo revealed that this light is indeed a rich source of Lyman alpha emission. This picture illustrates that there have been more galactic mergers in the early universe than we would anticipate to observe before the Internet Telescope were given going. Those mergers and interactions and the bountiful famous person formation that they produced are responsible for both broadening the Lyman alpha emissions. But scientists used to believe that such emissions were excluded with the help of the dense hydrogen clouds which filled the space between galaxies during the Dark Ages, and we should no longer have been able to view those emissions. But we're seeing it. Well, researchers recently discovered that when stellar mass built up and stars started forming in those first galaxies, two things occurred. The stars emitted Lyman alpha emissions, and that they created bubbles and channels of ionized hydrogen in the mild blockading neutral hydrogen fuel. The channels and bubbles allowed Lyman alpha emissions through. So, that implies that the celebs should be able to view gadgets beyond the Dark Ages. And amazingly, in some other recent deep field image, scientists found galaxies that existed beyond the darkness of the early universe. And scientists are now announcing that those galaxies are not similar to the ones we have visible so far. However, all of those galaxies are heavily redshifted, and astronomers indicate that this will be a serious issue if those objects are indeed galaxies. This graphical illustration presents a whole evaluation of distant galaxies seen via the excellent abilities of the NET telescope. In this instance, we are able to see distant galaxies illustrated through spectroscopic observations. They include one of them, which is known as GNZ11, and is about 13.2 billion light-years away, converted to be first discovered by the Hubble telescope. A fresh photo from the Webb telescope has revealed something of the highest order on this galaxy. Astronomers have discovered a supermassive black hole at the center. This makes it the farthest black hollow ever, appearing just 400 million years after the Big Bang, testing our understanding of black hollow formation. Due to its massive size, researchers are reporting that the mass of this supermassive black hole is not in proportion with the age of the universe because the annihilation of life of the first stars or the merging of black holes in the early universe can't create the type of big black hole. We require a very new approach to the formation of these giant black holes so early in the universe. But wait, there is something else in this fact which has surprised them across the globe. And we will see as we go through these galaxies are the farthest galaxies established using the Internet telescope, and the red marks tell us that such galaxies have been already confirmed by spectroscopic observation. So the farthest confirmed galaxy at the moment is referred to as GZA 130, and it existed some 13.47 billion light-years away. There is more to this fact. Here we are seeing the two most distant galaxies at a redshift of around 16. It means that they existed even before the Dark Ages. This is shocking because our fashionable cosmological trends are advising that galaxies first appeared towards the end of the Dark Ages. But here we are going to see enormous and bizarre galaxies that existed even before the Dark Ages. This discovery indicates that galaxies were created much sooner than our hypothesis had suggested. The question now is, how do we account for the presence of these galaxies? One of the ways we would look at this is that our universe might actually be older than we believe, or that there is the possibility of something remarkable happening after the giant bang that blew out the early galaxies into existence. Well, spectroscopic observations of each of those galaxies have not yet been made, but if spectroscopic observations verify their predicted redshifts, the fundamental pillars of cosmology can be brought down. Well, there is every other hypothesis which has just gone fashionable among scientists, which we know due to the conformal cyclic cosmology. This version of the cyclical universe can also explain the existence of these strange early galaxies. Nobel Prize-winning Dr. Roger Penrose explains that there was a universe prior to us, whom he states because the preceding eon, and that black holes evaporate towards the end of the previous eon, as forecasted via Stephen Hawking. The electricity that vaporizes in the said black hollow is responsible for the gigantic bang of the succeeding eon. He also speculates that useless black holes from the earlier universe increased the development of our early universe. Researchers say that dead black holes of the earlier universe can also explain the existence of supermassive black holes and giant early galaxies in the early universe. Well, all that the NET telescope has found so far challenges our knowledge about the universe. No wonder that, even in only its first 3 years of technological operations, the JWST broke a string of cosmic records, including for most distant galaxy, farthest remote protocluster of galaxies, farthest distant black hole, farthest distant pink supergiant star, farthest distant gravitational lens, and farthest quasar. These findings lend credence to the hypothesis that our universe may be more than sufficient older than originally estimated. Otherwise, it could be one of a series of causally linked universes, or maybe it simply existed eternally without ever having a certain point of birth. Since our universe appears to be endless in its existence, the possibility of its age also being endless does not seem unreasonable. The standard idea of the Big Bang itself may be nothing more than one instant in an endless cycle of this continually happening causal set, rather than actually being a beginning. And finally, if you guys have wrapped up watching this video, don't forget to discuss what you believe regarding those findings and what you conclude the age of our universe to be.